Hello YouTube, it's that time. Dimensions End Tier 13 is very close, very close. And I got y'all the hookup for how to beat this stage. Before we get rolling, per usual, I would ask you to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video around, and leave a comment with your planned team on this stage. Now let's get into it. I would like to emphasize, please like and subscribe. I'm very close to hitting 500 subscribers, and I would really appreciate it if this video could get me over that hump. Thanks in advance. The structure of this video is going to be time-stamped in the description below, so please upvote that, or thumbs up, or whatever it's called, so you can navigate this with ease. The theme of Tier 13 is melee resist alongside generic stat down immunity, which means, as shown in the square slide, attack down, defense down, speed down, max brave down, and int brave down. Roles you're going to want to cover are pretty standard part of the course. You want healing, strong DPS, strong brave shave, and you want some battery. In terms of the bosses, they enjoy attacking you with a bunch of AoE, brave, plus HP attacks. These can leave you in a bad spot, so if you do get attacked, please heal up quickly and avoid breaks whenever possible. If you plan on inflicting debuffs, just know that your generic stat downs will not work as stated earlier, and you're going to either want to inflict framed debuffs, or if it's not framed, it's going to need to be something a little weird like poison or sap, or for instance like freeze, like Setzer or something. Now getting into bosses. On the first wave, we have the Lunatic Alvaret on the left and the Lunatic Spark Guy on the right, everyone's favorite enemy. Both of these bosses get more dangerous the longer they are allowed to exist, so taking them down quickly is of utmost importance. As you can see here, the Alvaret, after doing its attack, let me skip forward a little, no too much, it casts itself a buff. Now, if you'll watch in the bottom left, the stats change. That's because its buff is actually a debuff aura for your party. The frame buff that's stackable is called Tower's Dark Wings, and it increases its own HP damage dealt. It also increases its own debuff evasion and attack, and it lowers the party's defense, I brave, and M brave every time it powers up. Onto the more familiar Spark Guy on the right. This guy casts Capacitance on itself. Different levels. First cast, it will increase its attack, and then once it gets to Capacitance level 3, it will increase attack along with increasing its defense, which can get very nasty. If you've done Dimensions End Pathos Tier 4, I believe, you'll know how nasty these guys ramp up can get and how easily they can one-shot you. And for that reason alone, I would recommend taking down the Spark Guy first. When the Alvaret is targeting all, as shown here, it does Storm Breath, which halves your Brave and then does an AoE Brave plus HP attack. That's one of those nasty attacks I was talking about. So if it's targeting all, you definitely want to be prepared. Avoid a break if possible, because that can get you killed. Left unchecked, the Spark Guy on the right will do Supercell, which can be a very nasty HP attack. Definitely focus this thing down, because that move is the killer of dreams. You don't anyone, like I said, anyone who's fought this thing, you don't like seeing that attack, for real. Overall, if you just focus down the Spark Guy, and then take out the Alvaret, following up closely afterwards, this wave will be done in no time. Now we have the second wave. These guys look familiar. We got double Lunatic Jeweled Turtles, aka the Barrett event / Lost Chapter boss. These guys are also oddly fire resist for some reason, who knows why. You know how it goes with these guys. They do a brave attack, and then they get a massive brave gain, and then hide in their little stupid shells. And they kind of alternate, so you need to be prepared to shave that brave down at any cost, because if they have that massive amount of brave and they can't kill you, On their turn, they will. So just watch out. Be careful. Once the turtles hit about, I want to say a 50% HP threshold or go below it, you can kind of see it on their HP bar there, they will cleanse any non-framed buffs. They will also grant themselves max brave up and then gain all the way up there. This can be potentially dangerous, so be prepared to shave them down once they delay themselves and go into hiding with that massive brave gain. The biggest thing to be careful of on this wave is taking a break from one of these guys, similar to the Lost Chapter. As you can see, let me run that back again. As soon as Cloud of Darkness got broken, A jumped up and got extreme high turn rate, cleansed, and did a brave gain. It's real dangerous, and that AoE attack will always be a brave plus HP. You don't want to get hit with that, and if you do get hit with it, you don't want it to break you. Thankfully, again, similar to last wave, these bosses do not enrage when you kill one of them, so feel free to kill them at your own pace, whether it be one at a time, which I believe is easier, or if you're really feeling like it, kill them both at the same time. Won't affect anything. With everything going according to plan, this wave should go relatively smoothly, and you will be in the third wave in no time. Third wave, looking menacing as ever. We got two Meriliths. On the left, we have the Lunatic Merilith Gloria, which is actually the Beatrix event boss. And on the right, we have the Lunatic Merilith Tempest. I don't remember what it's from. But like all Meriliths, it's pretty annoying. Off the bat, the important thing to note here is that you want to kill the right Merilith first. If you kill them in the opposite order, the right one will enrage. So you kill the right one so the left one will not enrage. Kill the right one first. Just like in the Beatrix event, when the left Merilith recast is full, it will unleash a very nasty Brave plus AoE HP attack on your party. If you get broken by this, it will hit very hard, so be extremely careful not to get broken. I really don't have much to say about this wave. It actually goes down faster than you'd imagine. I'd say the only relatively nasty thing is the HP poison that the Merilith inflicts. Also grants itself those buffs, which aren't too big of a deal. But again, if you've held your summon until this wave, you can likely nuke them very quickly, and they don't have to give any turns as long as you've been managing your skills and turns effectively. Now let's talk top units. Now, Kais is extremely powerful, does a lot of damage, great turn manipulation, frame speed down. He was very popular on this stage in the Japanese server, but I do not believe he is a direct counter to this stage. I believe, in terms of DPS, that eald'narche is almost certainly the MVP for this stage and is a hard carry for pretty much anything. Because of the frequent all attacks on this stage, eald'narche can very easily abuse terror and warp, since they require him to be targeted. Since he needs to be targeted to steal their turns, he can get bosses pretty much stuck in a loop of all attacks where they can't act, and he's just putting out continuous free turns, free damage, etc. He shuts it down completely. Kais, while bringing absolutely crazy damage, eald'narche, I believe, is the key, at least the easy key to victory on the stage. Garnet is also not a direct counter to the stage, but she's real good as well. And the enchant, allowing anyone to work here. Alphino is just good aura support in general. Cloud of Darkness has the AoE Brave Shave and delays to kind of give yourself some breathing room. Also, that semi-poison aura she has. Aphmau, while half her kit is resisted on the stage, we now have two powerful Imperilers in Fujin and Garnet, so simply bringing one of those two alongside her will allow her to be viable. Fujin, for enchanting reasons I spoke about before. Also, Fujin plus Kais is still an amazing combo, so consider that. Freya has Party Last Stand and great HP regen, so she will help keep you alive. This is not a this is not a range resist stage, it's melee resist, so Freya works fine. Arciella, HP silence is valid here. She's still just a really good character. Hope, HP damage mitigation, Brave damage mitigation, heals. Aerith for still excellent burst heals. Porum for keeping the party alive. You get my drift. It's either real strong DPS, real strong heals. Basically, bring the guns. Alright, now this is the part where I walk through different teams. I am doing it a little different this time. I'm going to first be covering teams that are going to be available at launch when the stage drops. Then I'm going to be showing off teams that will be available throughout the month while rewards are still available, at least the limited time rewards for the campaign. Third, I'm going to be showing some kind of goofy teams off meta, etc., but things that people made work and recorded. And then last, per usual, I'm going to be showing off solos and duos. I'll be putting timestamps in the description with all of these, so if you don't really want to see in any of these and want to see the rest to the conclusion of the video, feel free to skip ahead at this point. Runs that should be replicable on release. Garnet, Kais, Cloud of Darkness. You've got Garnet with the heals and the aura, Cloud of Darkness with the damage, and Kais fitting the third slot role of with his launches and just general bustedness. Moving on. That's a little early. We have Garnet, eald'narche, and Aerith. Both Aerith and Garnet providing auras and healing. eald'narche shutting out the bosses. You can see here they're stuck in an all loop with terror, so they just basically can't move. That's the power of eald'narche on the stage, just completely shutting them down. Aerith and Garnet also have last stand, so they're living usually no matter what, and they can get back to healthy pretty quickly, keeping it moving. Similar setup, but Aphmau instead of Aphmau instead of Aerith. Better auras, better regen, better damage. Just Aphmau's great. She can get beyond the melee resist because Garnet is on the team enchanting. Otherwise, these teams are doing their normal role. Bit of a divergence here. Arciella preventing the HP attacks with HP silence when eald'narche can't terror lock them. Freya providing more party auras and also providing healing along with party last stand for any emergencies. Whoops, that's the end of the video. Penelo, Garnet, and Kais, just more general double support shenanigans, launching like crazy, keeping each other alive. Are all these videos going to be mid-launch? Freya, Hope, and Cloud of Darkness. Again, Freya covering the last stand role, Hope helping keep the party alive with mitigations. This team's just pretty hard to kill. Like that, see? Can't do it. Here we have Alphino, Kais, Cloud of Darkness, auras, healing, launch damage, and DPS. Straightforward. This is a pretty straightforward chaos. I mean, other than dealing with the all attacks, as long as you're bringing a pretty competent team to the stage, you will be fine. Similar team, Penelo, Cloud of Darkness, Kais. Doubling up on the HP silence here. The only source of aura is Arciella, but Kefka's most of his debuffs are resisted except for his skill 1. So all of his skill 2 debuffs are resisted, but his skill 1s aren't, and Havoc Wing, so I guess that works out. Alphino, Freya, Hope just going full support mode. Cloud of Darkness, Kais, Lena. Yeah, these teams aren't very varied on YouTube at least, but any of these teams should get you through it. Garnet, Zac being enchanted so he works. Kais, more Arciella, COD, Kais. Yeah, for all this all this variety. Seeing a lot of Cloud of Darkness here just because she's got great turn control. eald'narche, Arciella, Lena. Fujin allowing Aphmau to work. Freya, Alpha No, eald'narche. And another Garnet, Zac, Kais. Yeah, not much variety in these videos. I'm certain we'll see a lot more creative stuff from the GL community. Moving on to runs that should become available slightly after the stage releases, but not on the day of. We have Raijin, who's great for the stage because of his turn control with his AoE Paralyze. He's also enchanting. We have Leo, who can now work on the stage because he's enchanted, and he's got regen to stack on top of Raijin's. And we've got Saz, who's making everyone do 1,000,000 damage with his 50% critical damage up aura. Look at these boys work. Okay, that actually didn't do much because the Imperial wasn't up, but Leo should be hitting pretty hard. Yep, C9s. This is a pretty cool team. Double regen, appreciate it. Moving on, we have Miss Cater, whose status in global is currently unknown at this moment. I am recording this Wednesday evening, so if she does show up, she did. But I don't believe Cater. While it's widely known that she can solo this stage, but she still works fine in a team as well. She's got that temporary taunt and evade, which is very helpful for mitigating anything dangerous in this fight. Also, she just has great damage, so yeah, this is strong DPS. Very good here. Moving on, Cater, Rem, and that looks to be a budget Freya. Can't quite tell the ingot levels from a glance, but Rem can just keep swapping to Cater or Freya and batterying or keeping the party safe, as shown here. Just stuff like that. Very nice. Moving on. This was my run, my rerun at least. Charlotta and Saz work together because Saz extends Charlotta's buffs to have her keep up the 20% HP damage done buff for just a bit longer. And once eald'narche gets his loop going, he's not only is he critting hard and overflowing hard because they've got stacked overflow auras with Charlotta having gained overflow and Saz having stolen overflow, he's also doing more HP damage from his own buffs and Charlotta's. So yeah, look, just the 9s. And from a simple attack, watch that. Look at that magic. Bars. All right, keeping it moving. You've got Trey, who is an amazing damage dealer here. He's just got consistent off-turn damage. He's got instant break for the turtles on the second wave when they gain up a lot. If I can skip there real quick. Yep. Providing that instant break debuff for the party. Very good. Charlotta's got that. I didn't mention this before, but she's got the gravity shave as well. Here's another Cater team, just aura stacking, and Cater taking the heat off these guys. Very helpful. Trey, not Quistis, wow. That's not Quistis, that's Charlotta. Trey, Quistis on the Trey banner. Trey, Charlotta, Kais. That's a crap ton of damage. And especially with the turn manipulation, they gotta be going crazy. Is that the exact same team? Wow, 2 different people. Thanks. Hope, Cater, Fujin. Just well-rounded. Same reasons working before. Raijin, Aphmau, Cloud of Darkness. Enchanting Aphmau so she works. Raijin is slow, but Aphmau gives party speed up. And then Cloud of Darkness has ridiculous damage. With Aphmau's auras and Raijin's enchant stacked together, that's just a hell of a team. More Trey shenanigans with Hope and Cloud of Darkness, just raw pummeling this team. Lightning can work because she imperils her own element. She works anywhere for that fact. Just put her with strong auras and damage dealers like Freya, and you're good to go. And lastly, in this section of post-release teams, we have the Crystal Chronicles run with Lael, Kais, and Charlotta. Not much to be said here. Lael and Kais work extremely well together, and Charlotta is also giving that extra HP damage up, which allows you to just destroy. Now getting into more kind of off the wall runs, Lightning, Selfie, and Shen Toto. I don't even know what to say to this. Toto's keeping the Imperial up at all times. She's got poison, which is not resisted here as a debuff, so that's good. Selfie's allowing them to recast more often, and Lightning's just got crazy DPS. So I mean, what can you say? Solid team that ended up working. Here we have Emperor showing his face. I mean, he's a DPS, so he can be slotted around, but since his debuffs are all framed, except his speed from his skill 1 trap expiring, he works perfectly fine here. We've got Warrior Light making an appearance for some reason, alongside Fujin and Kais, so they're probably carrying most of the damage, and Warrior Light's keeping them safe. Something to consider. And he's being enchanted, but most of his skills are ranged, so he actually doesn't have a damage problem either. Sephiroth with Aphmau and Raijin. Just enchanted Sephiroth damage. Not bad at all. Hidden 9s. Consider him here if you need a DPS. He can work just fine. Shadow coming through with enchanted Fujin and Alphino DPS. Alphino isn't really protected on this team, but it ends up working out in the end. Moving on. We've got Porum in the clutch, but it's Kais and Fujin again, so keep that in mind. They clap everything. Cater, Waka, and Ishtola. Blind is not a debuff that is resisted here, so Waka can save lives per usual. Pretty nice to see him. And Ishtola, still a great Brave Battery and healer. We have Cypher. Cypher plus Fujin means that his skill 1, which is inherently wind, is hitting a lot harder. And Cypher needs debuffs in order to put in work on this stage, and his generics are resisted, his attack and Embrave down. So if someone else like Fujin can provide a debuff, or Alphino with his HP plus, then Cypher's good to go. Moving on. More Cypher, except he's getting just super enchanted now, along with these strong auras from what's her name? Jeez, Garnet and Aphmau. Excuse me. Zidane showing up with the double ladies combo. His framed thievery works as a debuff, which is good enough for him. Lastly, we have Rosa coming through in the clutch, providing being an Aurabot for eald'narche, just taking over the stage. Love to see it. Lastly, in terms of solos and duos, we have the infamous Cater solo for this stage. I don't know what Cater's availability is going to be, and anyone telling you they know the banners is lying. But Cater can solo the stage. I don't know exactly the ramifications of her artifacts necessary, so I'm not going to go into that. It exists somewhere in the internet. Please look it up. Likely on the Tonberry Troop website. Shout them out. Great people. If you're not trying to go for that solo, though, you can duo with Aphmau, even though her half her kit will be resisted. Cater will be doing most of the heavy lifting, so Aphmau can just chill, basically. Just be an Aurabot. Aerith can also fulfill that role of sitting there being an Aurabot for Cater. Again, I don't know the situation for her artifacts, but you can dig around and find it. Lastly, for duos, we have just Cater and Garnet. Garnet's really good, obviously, so she can, again, it's really about, if you're not trying to solo with Cater, you can just have an Aurabot sit there who can stay alive, and you will be gold. As for me, what will I be running on the stage? I think it might be time to bust out Aranea. I haven't used her in months, and she's coming out around this time, so what better stage to thrash with her than this one? I think I'll be using her alongside Garnet and Kais for maximum overkill, just because I don't have eald'narche this time around, but we'll see. I always say what team I'm thinking about running in this stage, but you know me, I never follow through. Like and subscribe to find out. But yeah, to recap, just dealing with this stage, be prepared to mitigate some AoEs, make sure you stay healthy, heal up, and deal sufficient damage. Not much really, it's not really a mechanically intense fight. It's more just about living through the DPS race and managing your brave and the enemy's brave. So, I hope you all enjoyed watching. Again, please leave a comment in the comment area. That's where comments go. I'm rambling. Tired. Please, if you haven't already subscribed, please do hit the notification bell so you can see what stuff I'm uploading. I play both versions, global and the Japanese version, and try to give my thoughts frequently on things, clear some misconceptions, etc. I plan on running a Q&A soon to try and clear things up, especially before the Eldian burst era. So I'd like to kind of get some more of that content out. I'm also trying to get more into streaming now, so that'll be some future content. Leave a comment with who you're going to be running on the stage or any team ideas you want to run past me. I will respond in comments. I'm also in Discord. You can find me there. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. Thank you all for sticking through this. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy out there. And good luck on Dimensions End Tier 13. Have a good one.